What's up, my dudes? So we're back here at La Costa, and it just rained about 2 days ago, so the dirt is perfect. And you know, I was looking at my Strava and I realized I've had this new transmission group set for just about a year and 1,000 miles. And so I thought, you know, let's do a review. But to be honest with you, for a while I was thinking I wasn't gonna do it. There's a lot of reviews already out there, right? And this has been out there for a while. But there are a lot of things being said or not being said about this drivetrain. I wouldn't actually recommend it. Not even based off of price, but performance. So let's get into it. A good place to start is installation. On paper, they make it seem like it's super easy. And the steps are, oh, there's some water. And the steps are, in theory, easy, especially with the derailleur. So installing the SRAM transmission, for the most part, is pretty easy and straightforward. Cranks-wise, it's using the standard dub bottom bracket system like many other bikes. It even comes with the spacers that you may need, so you don't have to go out and buy another $20 worth of spacers, which is quite nice. The cassette uses just a standard XD driver, so most wheels are going to take it. It's all one piece, and it's very, very simple. Nothing's changed there from the older SRAM systems. The chain, installing the chain is super easy thanks to the SRAM app. You go into the app, you tell what bike it's on, it tells you the exact length you need to cut it to, and even though I do not have a picture of it in the manual that comes in the chain, you line it up with the manual and it tells you what link you need to cut it on. I think that is awesome. I don't know why more brands of bikes do not do this. They should, but they don't. The derailleur in practice, as far as instruction goes, should be easy, but it's actually very finicky. And there's many videos telling you this, right? So this is nothing new because there's no limit screws here. Now, as far as the limit screws go, there's normally 3. There's one, your high limit to keep the chain from going into the frame right here. There's typically a low limit to keep it from going into the wheel. And then there's typically what we call the B tension. And the B tension determines how far away this cog is, the upper pulley, to the biggest cog up here, or to all the cogs within the cassette. Now, what they've done instead was use this guy and the right chain length, and that's why they give it to you. And you're supposed to just set it to this gear right here. Here we go. So it's set now onto the gear you're supposed to. You're then supposed to press on this button, let it come in here. The button's still holding, then you're good. You're then supposed to loosen this guy up, retighten it, and with this still pushed in, this should still be taut, which it is. Once that's all done, in theory, you're supposed to then release it, and it's still nice and taut. Now the problem is, with just this one bolt, every time you reset this, it's a little bit off. It's not perfect. As well as, it says at 35 Newton meters, and when I had it at 35, it kept loosening. So really it needed to be set right above 35, like 40, even maybe even a little bit more than that. And it's led to some stress on the last bolt. As you can see, this is a silver bolt. This is not the original bolt. And the last bolt failed midway through a ride. It just failed. So what they probably should have done was have a B limit, still have this guy, kind of preset it, tighten this main bolt up, and then for the last little bit, then you go with the B limit until this pops out. Then it would be set every single time at the right distance, no matter what. So it's a little finicky to set up because of the lack of adjustments. As far as performance goes, I will say SRAM did a good job with the gear ratios. That was the big issue with the last one. You always felt like you were in a lot of situations, especially when climbing, too easy of a gear, and you're just spinning, or too hard of a gear. And they seem to fix that. But we gotta talk about the shifting. I would say that's where this is not very good, or not as good compared to the last generation. The shifting is slow, and lethargic, you feel like you're always like a step back of where you should be in gearing ways, especially when you have a downhill like this, right? And you're hauling. Woo, that jump is just so much fun. And you're hauling ass, right? Then all of a sudden, now there's an uphill. Like right here. See, I wanted to shift right there. Now it shifted, but I'm past the feature. And let's say now I shifted back down, and I need to shift up. Come on, come on. Okay, now it shifts. But now I need an easier one. And now it shifts. It's just delayed by, you're always 2 to 3 seconds behind. So here's a trail that demonstrates the lack of speed it takes to shift. Because there's a lot of really steep bits where you're going down and you're able to charge, then it comes right back up the hill. And to be honest with you, with a normal drivetrain, I don't really have this same issue. Oh man, the rain has done wonders on this trail. All right, so coming down. So like right here going straight up, right? Oh, come on. It's still not in the right gear. Okay, now I'm in the right gear, but then I start going back down the hill. All right, now I gotta shift back. Come on. Okay, now I'm in decent gear, but like, it just causes you, there's just such a delay. It's irritating. And it's not even smooth. It clunks up. Okay, back up we go. Come on, come on. Like, you know, shifting down the cassette isn't too big of a problem. It's just shifting up to that easier gear. It's slow and it's annoying. You have to really plan ahead. Even this, come on, shift, shift. Okay, now it's shifted, but now I'm going back down the hill. And let's say I didn't know what was coming up, right? There was harder gears, right? And you just need to shift 4 gears quickly. And you know, with a cable actuated system, you know, even the last axis system that it's replacing, that system shifted fast. You know, it was precise feeling, it was fast. Yeah, it wasn't the shift as smooth, but it was so quick to where it didn't cause any issues. In fact, I kind of liked it. You know, it's like felt like a manual car. You know exactly when it shifted, how fast it was. You know, as soon as you push that button and it goes click, it's in the next gear, right? And you can do 6 at a time or something, or 5 at a time, doing the easier ones. Where this, you know, I'm asking for easier gears, and it's 2-3 seconds behind on each gear shift. You know, so if I had to go a 4, I feel like I'm like 5 or 6 seconds behind on the wrong gear. And by the time it gets in the right gear, I'm going back down the other side to the next downhill. So I know it seems like I'm really being harsh on this drivetrain, but I should be. It's a lot. Not only is it a lot of money, but it's a lot of money, and it's the only thing I put on my bike that's made me slower. Like when I switched from GX mechanical, right? Still a SRAM system. You know, it was wearing out and stuff. Oh God, here's another one. Come on, get in the right gear. You see, it took that much time from the bottom of that to there to shift just 4 gears, just 4. Press the button 4 times. So it's the only part I put on my bike that has made me slower. I just feel like it's so behind compared to where I want to be speed-wise and gearing-wise. Like even this, come on, please just shift. There we go. It is just so behind compared to where the chain needs to be and the gear I need it to be in. And it's just frustrating. And you know, the counter argument is, well, it's supposed to be really, really smooth and precise. It's not consistent. Some days or some shifts, super smooth. Besides the resistance and the pedal changing, I don't hear a sound, I don't hear a clank, and it's effortless. Delayed, but effortless. But the rest of the time, it's clunky, it misshifts. It doesn't like to shift when you're, you know, on bumpy terrain. It's gotta be like perfect conditions for it to do that. And I don't know about you, but I put this on a mountain bike. So yeah, it's durability. it has so far been very good. Its shifting performance, even though I don't like it, has stayed consistent from day one. The wear and tear on the chain and cassette are above excellence. I think about when I go through here. Oh, I love this trail. It stayed very consistent performance from day one to now. And that just means its build quality is really good. I also like too how you can replace parts as needed. Well, I also like the integrated bash guard. So yeah, durability and maintenance, very good. It's its own redeeming quality. But if it's, again, if it doesn't have, you know, a good price point or the performance with it, it's a little frustrating. It just doesn't seem like you got your value for money. So let's talk about price. And you definitely don't save any money on this group set. Spend quite a bit. And you know, you can make the argument where I went with XO1, you can save a few bucks and go with a GX group set. But you know, I've had GX group sets. When I was in the cycle industry, I've seen so many issues with GX. So, you know, you're saving a little bit for less durability. You know, and you're not even saving that much. It's still $1,000 for a full GX group set versus, you know, you can find these guys online right now for $1,400. You know, I would find it silly to get it. You know, I know it's coming on a lot of bikes, but if you read a lot of reviews on those bikes, they're having issues. You know, go look up, I think it's Flow MTB out of Australia with their Slash review. Their derailleur failed. That's one. There's a few others too where they're just failing. You know, it's like if you go down a grade to save a few bucks, not even a lot, now you're just giving up everything. It's one good thing is durability on this group set and wear and tear, and you're just gonna give that up. You know, GX chains have always in the past worn out 2 to 3 times quicker than an XO1 or XX1 chain. And I'm kind of reading the same thing. So I don't even see the value in it. So I'd really say if you were going to even consider a transmission drivetrain, you should be getting at least XO1. Let's wrap up this review. So, if you can't tell by now, no, I do not recommend this drivetrain. It only offers durability at a very high price. However, others, I'm gonna name Shimano XT. Where's the trail? Here's the trail. Something like Shimano XT offers better performance with slightly less durability, and you can usually find it at a quarter of the price. You know, with all these, I wouldn't call them issues, but just because it's not like, hey, you know, the system's failing. It's doing what it's designed to do. It's performed the same exact way since day one. So why they chose this engineering route, they purposely made it shift slow. There's only one reason for it. It's for e-bikes. This on an e-bike, I'm sure I would have a very different experience because you have a motor. You don't need to shift 4 gears at a time. On a normal bike, like even right here, I have to shift 2 now. And it did it, but it misshift. It was clunky. So you have to shift more than 2. It takes forever. Might as well just mash through it. This section's so much fun with all the rock stuff. As I'm complaining, I'm smiling. You know, So yeah, if you want all the same performance, or the claimed performance, because it doesn't have it, it's claimed. You know, I would either say go with the older SRAM system, SRAM Eagle, the first gen Axis stuff. It shifted much better, much quicker. Yeah, it was louder, but it was so consistent. And man, I feel like the old XO1 stuff you can just abuse, you know? Had that durability and performance aspect. And then something like Shimano XT has that performance with a decent price point while still being decently durable. So like there's no reason to get this group set. And if anything, because I have to work around this group set, it's making me slower. It made me slower. In fact, when I first put this on, you know, per minute, it was costing me, I think, 3 or 4 seconds every time I had that short little uphill. Every time, and you know, and you're putting on, you know, a $1,000+ component, and it makes you slower. You know, really, it's closer to almost $1,500, right? It's on sale right now. I forgot how much, but originally it was $17. And it makes you slower. What a slap in the face. Oh, the puppies. I love Australian Shepherds. I used to have one growing up. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys running it? What's your opinion on it if you have been running it? Did you like the review? Did you think I was full of crap? I hope not.